Kraft says he'll be picking up the pieces from this storm for a while. In fact, he says working part-time, it'll take him until winter. Police have set up cones where they believe they've found either shells or fragments. It allows the milk to go straight from the cow to this delicious sundae. Once families are done checking out the history here, Dad can come down to the pro shop and get himself 15% off, a little gift for himself. About 1.5 inches, 2 inches, not a ton on the ground right now. Turns on his body cam, which immediately starts recording sound. The video, however, goes back 30 seconds. Many are also preparing for Sunday night football with some ice art. Dehydrated crickets on top of the nachos. Pretty good.
You didn't see nothing but the wind and the rain coming at you.
Wanda Hemmel and her daughter-in-law, Stacy McGill,
This tree is old.
survey the damage
The hole is big enough you could probably bury something in it.
after violent storms ripped through the town of Mountain.
It didn't show no mercy when it hit, that's for sure.
Now,
Scared.
they're waiting on a call.
Not so much for us, it's for the family members that went out rafting because we didn't know where the weather was coming from.
Yeah.
And then once this blew over, we still haven't heard from them.
Wanda and Stacy say they were standing in this patio when the storm hit, but it hit so quickly they didn't have time to get to the outdoor entrance to the basement. All they could do was run to the safest part of the house.
We have a little office, and we sat in there and waited for it to pass. It sounded like a freight train going over.
Finally,
But you guys need to get home.
the call comes.
Okay, love you. Bye. We'll be here in just a little bit.
Are you walking towards the camera? You got to get on the pictures.
Everyone is safe and it's time to get to work, but they're not alone.
A community that comes together to check and see if you're okay is awesome. Yes. And we have got offers from people that come over and help clean it up.
But now, a chance to take a deep breath
We survived, huh? High five. Awesome.
and even smile about a dangerous day. Keeping you connected in the town of Mountain, Max Grossfeld, NBC 26.
Appleton Police.
Captain Todd Freeman
Hello.
clears a business where the owner suspects a break-in may have happened.
There were purses open, other valuables laying around.
Now he's watching his performance back on tape.
From everything big and small, our officers are getting a lot of use out of the tool.
Many departments in the area use body cams. Here, officers are cleared of wrongdoing in a fatal shooting where police say the suspect tried to run over Oshkosh police officers with a car. It can also be used to hold police accountable.
There are officers who no longer work here today that were the result of investigations of which video was a part.
People we spoke with who interact with police appreciate the accountability going both ways.
I think it's imperative. I think that they should always behave appropriately, and they should always be able to have evidence that they have done so.
Looking into the future, it'll be much like some of the other technologies we've added over the last 15 to 20 years is officers in the future couldn't imagine doing this job without it.
But not everyone agrees. The Green Bay Police Department has decided not to use the tool, citing privacy and cost concerns.
I bristle a little bit at the idea of cops going into people's houses, recording everything that's going on, and you can trust us, we're the government, we're going to keep it secure.
Remember there's a crack over there too.
Instead, Green Bay continues to use their car-mounted camera program. To combat some of the concerns of Chief Smith, Appleton Police use a should instead of shall policy, meaning they're supposed to turn on their camera, but may leave it off when they feel it's appropriate.
Recognizing that under times of extreme stress, we want our officers to be dealing with threats, protecting people, as opposed to starting a camera. So we do recognize that sometimes it's going to be an afterthought.
When Captain Freeman recognizes he's about to interact with a civilian, he turns on his body cam, which immediately starts recording sound. The video, however, goes back 30 seconds.
Above all else, police officers rely on the trust of the community. We do our jobs with integrity, and it's a tool to support that.
It's a tool that comes with a cost, an annual bill of $1,000 to the taxpayer for Appleton that Freeman says is worth every penny. Keeping you connected, Max Grossfeld, NBC 26.
Tim Kelly knows dairy.
I lived here on this farm all my life except for 5 years when I got married and moved off.
It's in his blood.
A lot of history, a lot of generations. I'm 5th generation farmer here. My son will be 6th.
The Kellys have been farming on this land for more than 150 years, and it's that family tradition that allows the milk to go straight from the cow to this delicious sundae.
He carved out this hayfield that he had just so that I could make this ice cream dream I had come true. And I'm very grateful because he risked everything from his family's history on the farm just to make this ice cream shop a go.
From Kaukauna
It was worth the drive.
to Albuquerque
I came here just for the ice cream.
and even overseas.
She said, I watched it on the internet through the show so I could see you. And when I decided to come to America, I knew I wanted to come to Wisconsin to see the Kelly Country Creamery.
Kelly's Country Creamery now serves hundreds of thousands of customers a year.
We're making cheesecake with Oreos, so this is our cheesecake base. And then 12 minutes for this batch.
Betsy Kelly is one of 4 siblings making the ice cream dream a reality.
It's pretty great. It's challenging at times, but rewarding at others. And not everybody can work with your family, but I think we work pretty well together.
Some of the challenge:
Everything is homemade, made from scratch, down to like brownies and cookies and cakes, along with all of our ice cream.
includes coming up with flavors.
Blue cheese pear, it's a pear ice cream with caramelized pears and blue cheese crumbles from Sartori.
350 in all.
There's some days we just look at what's in our stock room and say, okay, let's put this together and see what works.
While the flavors grow with the business, so does the love that keeps the family together.
They all went their separate ways after they graduated from high school, and then one by one they came back and said they wanted to be a part of either the creamery or the farm.
Tim says he had doubts about Clark.
And he said one day, well, I'd like to come back. And I said, well, why didn't you ever take classes at high school? He says, well, I wanted to see what else there was in life. And I always knew the farm would be here. That's pretty special.
But now the Kelly family has a sweet way to ensure the farm stays in the family, maybe for another 150 years. Keeping you connected in Fond du Lac County, Max Grossfeld, NBC 26.